How you doing, everybody? How you doing today? Hope you're having an awesome day. However, this is a sad day for me because, unfortunately, I do need to put the movie reaction channel on hiatus, a temporary hiatus. I'm not sure how long. Could be 6 months, could be a year, it could be longer, hopefully not. But I'll give you the reasons now on why I need to do that. So the biggest reason is that the audience and the views are just not there anymore. Like they were when I started the channel back in the pandemic, but now it's dropped off, and not just for me, it's for all kinds of channels, not just reaction channels. There's all kinds of YouTubers saying that everything long form content has fallen off and it's a real struggle to compete, and that kind of thing. So, yeah. Let me take you on a brief journey with my history of this channel. So I started off the channel with Harry Potter, which made a boom out the gate, did super well, hundreds of thousands of views on those, right? Big popular franchise, went through those. Then I was like, okay, these are book lovers. And I started asking the community, what do you want next? And they were like, Hunger Games. So I did Hunger Games, which did well. Then they're like, more book readers wanted The Maze Runner and stuff like that. And then I got into Chronicles of Narnia and then Pirates of the Caribbean, and all these movies did well, and it was like a slow descent from Harry Potter. You can't expect to compete with Harry Potter, but either way, that was okay, and it just kept going down and down, down, little by little, until it started to stall out a little bit. Then I did some 80s movies, because I was getting some requests for 80s movies, but they didn't work out well. So then I dived into the DC universe. I was just like, you know what? I've seen a lot of the Marvel films, but I haven't checked out any DC films. So then let's start off with Man of Steel. Boom, takes off. Hundreds of thousands of views, tons of subs, one of my best months ever on the channel. And then I was like, okay, maybe I found a new niche of people here, and let's get into it. And I started going through the DC comic universe, which was great up until I completed all the Zack Snyder films, so Justice League. After that, and Aquaman, that was it. Downhill. You can look at the views, it's like hundreds of thousands of views, or pushing close 50,000+ views. And then suddenly Zack Snyder thing stops, and then everything just dropped off. So I was like, but I continue with the DC universe anyways for a little while. And that's the thing with movie reactions, which is really tough. It's like you start a film, you're like, oh, I'd like to check out, right now, with the X-Men. I'm like, I've never watched all the X-Men movies except for the first one. I was like, let's go through it in preparation for the new Deadpool movie coming out. And I'm like, okay, how many do I need to watch in order to... I had no clue. I was like, how many do I need to watch to prepare myself for the new Deadpool and Wolverine? And I started off, and it's like, there's X-Men 1, 2, and 3. And then they're like, well, you got to do all the 3. I think there's 3 first class. And they're like, oh, you got to do all the Logan films. There's Logan Origins and Wolverine and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, and then you got to do Deadpool 1 and 2, of course, before you can do the new third one out, or whatever you call this new one. But then people are messaging me now and being like, oh, you got to check out all the Fox films. I guess there's something to do with what's going on in the new film, but they're like, you got to check every Fox Marvel-related film before you watch that. I'm like, holy crap. I got to do a year's worth of content before I can actually watch Wolverine and Deadpool. What? And those movies haven't been taken off either. And I've been trying everything here. I'm telling you, I took a year off. I put the music reaction channel on hiatus for a year to try to double down on movie reactions, so take out 2 movie reactions per week to get that to grow, because I actually make ad revenue from movie reactions where I don't from music reactions. So I was like, let's see if we can get this to grow and see if I can, hype this up a bit. And I love doing movie reactions too. And it wasn't, even doing 2 per week, it just wasn't working. And so then I even took the time to go into, I'm like, so what does my audience want? I went into YouTube Analytics, I clicked, there's an option there. Here are the other channels, the top channels that your subscribers watch. And I clicked, right? There's a bunch there, like Natalie Gold and a bunch of different people, right? So I clicked on, I went and visited the top 10 other channels that my subscribers watch. I went through each of them, made a spreadsheet for their top 10 performing videos on all 10 of those channels. So I had 100 basically movies, and then I put them all together and see what was the most popular, like Saving Private Ryan and this and that, and Kung Fu Pandas or whatever, right? What performed best? So I'm like, this is exactly what my subscribers want. So I was like, let's give them exactly what they want. So then I started, through over the course of last year, I was reacting to all of those, and mine performed meh, not that good. So I was like, okay, well, what else is there to try? So here I am now with most of my videos getting about 3,000 views, 3,000 to 4,000 views or so, and then stopping. So most of my content will get about 2,000 or 3,000 views within the first month, and then it just flatlines. Like YouTube just stops promoting it, and it just stays there for months, sometimes 6-7 months on end. It's still stuck in the $3,000 or 3,000 view range. That being said, here's the problem. To create a movie reaction the way that I do, by the time you record it and edit it using my style, which takes longer than other reaction channels, and then, you render it out, you create the thumbnail, you upload it, you put in all the description and all that kind of stuff, and you finalize it. It takes about 20 hours or 2 solid days work, like 8 to 10 hours a day for 2 days straight. And for that, for my 3,000 views, I get $25. So essentially, for 40 hours, all last year, I was putting up like 2 movies a week, which would take about 40 hours of work, a full work week of 40 hours, and I would make $50 a week. So $200 a month was the total income for me working 40 hours a week at that. So I know you're thinking, well, just while you're doing it for the money. Well, here's the thing. Like, that's such a big time investment. Like, I started the channel just obviously for fun. I'll tell you more in a minute why I actually started the channel. But I know it's not money. But I was like, man, if I'm trying to work at home and I'm doing this, if I'm doing this full time at home, there has to be compensation for it, right? Because I still have to like make money and provide for the family and that kind of thing. So it wasn't. I did it for the last year. If my wife didn't have such a good job, then we wouldn't be surviving, and my channels would have ended long ago, right? That's the harsh reality of it all. So, and you might be thinking, why can't you just edit a different way? Well, that's the thing. I was on a Discord with a lot of other movie reaction channels, and they all talk about, they put up a video, copyright claimed, and then they got to re-edit it and upload it. It's like 6-7 times or more to get past copyright claims, or did they just get them and then they got to try to dispute them, try and take legal action and this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what a nightmare. My editing style never had to do it. I didn't have any copyright claims the whole time, except for one Harry Potter film, because I let a little bit too much music in there. And it was more of an audio claim. But the other thing is, just last week, I guess because the new Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out, DreamWorks went on my channel and all within the course of 5 minutes went bing, 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 tagged all 3 Kung Fu Pandas and flagged them copyright. And so I went in to try to dispute it and said, hey, can we share the ad revenue? Can you take half and I take half? And because it's so transformative, and I explained to everybody my editing style. I'm zoomed in, so I'm cropped out over 50% of the image. If you notice on my videos, I'm zoomed in so much, 50% of the visuals are not there. Plus, I chop it up in 4 to 7 second little segments. I'm constantly talking over the video, or it just goes full screen with me. It's like as transformative as you can get for a reaction video to fall under fair use, fair dealings. But still, immediately, as soon as I dispute them, they're like, nope, nope, nope. Our copyright claim is valid. Too bad. And so more companies will probably do that as my channel grows. I hear the bigger your channel gets anyways, the more you get on the radar for the movie companies and they start targeting you. Because I think there was a channel like Brandon Loves Movies, I think is his name, Brandon. He had a channel and he just, I think as far as I understand, the movie companies just went after him, basically shut down his whole channel. So yeah, that's another thing to be scared of. Plus, since the pandemic, movie reaction channels have exploded. Reaction channels in general, but especially movie reaction channels have exploded on the scene. And now there's literally several thousand, probably tens of thousands of people doing them daily. Movie reaction content's coming up. Like, it's a super saturated niche. It's not even, I can't even call it a niche. It's just super saturated area of YouTube to be in. And I don't like to try to view other YouTubers as competition, because I never had that mind frame about it. But technically, if you look at it, and I upload a Deadpool reaction, there's also several thousand other Deadpool reactions. So which one does the YouTube algorithm pick up? Which one shoots to the top when you do a search? Who's on the front page? Who's showing up in suggested feeds and this kind of thing, right? So it's like I don't feel at all competitive with anyone. I never tried to compete with anyone, but at the same time, technically, if we're all on the same platform trying to get eyes on our content, you're competing, right? And I'm getting drowned out, obviously, and I don't know what that could be. It could be a million reasons. It could be me. Maybe people are bored with me. Maybe I'm not as entertaining as I used to be. Like the blame could definitely be on me, something that I'm doing. Maybe I'm not picking the right movies, even though I did try to go to extreme, like I told you, to pick exactly what my audience wanted, and it still didn't work. But, so obviously it could be on me, but it could be other things, right? Like, look at me, middle-aged, average guy here, just checking out movies and having a good time. You know, maybe I can't compete with all the other people that are out there, younger, more hip, you know. Anyways, so I don't know. It could be a million reasons why I'm not performing here now after being 2 years in, as well as other channels. I don't know. Now, I never said this before, but this is the actual reason why I did a movie reaction channel, is that I wanted to create movie reaction content and build up a big library of it so that in the unfortunate event, if something were to happen to me, you know, get dark for a moment here, but if I get hit by a car or have a heart attack, something happens to me and I'm not around, you know, a year or two from now, you know, you never know what life can throw at you. I'd like to have a place on the interwebs where my children, if they wanted to, they could click a button, sit down and watch a movie with their dad, right? That's it. So, like, you know, 10 years from now, if they're missing me, they can click it on and be like, I'm going to go and watch through Harry Potter's with my dad. And it's there, right? That's the main reason why I want it. It's just like leaving something behind to be able to hang out with them. That is one of the reasons why I don't want to get on and be all super entertaining, you know, and try to be like do 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 do, you know, like you know what I mean, like going overboard with the reactions and like flipping out of my chair and screaming and I don't know, you know what I mean, like being overly expressive and stuff like that. And maybe because there are channels that do that and it works for them and they get lots of views, but I wanted it to be genuine reactions of me and my film and me just being myself and watching it, so that, you know, if down the road 10 years from now my kids are watching it, they're watching a movie with me, not me pretending to be someone else. So maybe that's another reason why it doesn't perform as well. I don't know. So where do I go from here? Well, I'm planning to do a bit of a niche approach to YouTube and like online business here for now. Call me crazy, but I've been into tabletop role-playing games since I've been 10 years old, and I've been playing them constantly ever since. And I'm gonna basically branch off into that. I gotta start a new YouTube channel called Radiant Path Gaming. The link's down below if you're interested, where I like put up my games that I stream. But mostly how I plan to turn that into a business is I'm going to be writing my own Dungeons and Dragons adventure books and modules and things like that. And selling them on a specific Patreon for that, where people can sign up. And there's other creators out there that do that, and they make insane amount of money. Like there's one guy, I won't name him, but he has 10,000 members, all paying between $3 to $20 each per month. He's making probably tens of thousands of dollars per month by doing this, and there's multiple other people doing that. I'm like, well, you know what? As a middle-aged, nerdy man like myself, and it's pretty much been my passion my whole life, I'm going to get into that. All right, real quick. So yeah, if any of you guys are actually into tabletop role-playing games and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, but only if you're into it, go check out my link down below, Radiant Path Gaming, and head on over there, subscribe. Maybe you'll see my Patreon when I announce it now coming up this month. I'm going to launch that. If you're interested, you know, that'd be great. But otherwise, let's keep going. So that's one avenue I'm taking. The other avenue is me and my wife recently have started breeding ragdoll cats. So we have a YouTube channel called Blushing Rose Ragdolls. The link will be down below. We just started that. We're just starting to vlog a little bit about our cat breeding, but mostly, you know, that's another source of income to compensate for me making no money here on YouTube. Pretty much when I say no, I mean bare minimal. So I'm basically having to do all these side hustles in order to pay the bills. So that all being said, the plan is, the reason I said hiatus is because if I can build up either the RPG business, the cat business, or whatever, and get those to generate good income enough to, like, you know, provide for the family, and then once we get above providing the bare necessities and stuff and get into some excess, then I can use that excess money, and I already told my wife this is my plan. I want to be able to pay for a video editor for the movie reaction channel. Even if it takes a loss, even if I got to pay somebody $150 to edit a movie reaction for me, and it'll probably get copyright claimed or whatever, but as long as I don't get blocked, but it gets copyright claimed and I take a loss on it, I would rather do that. I would rather just keep the movie reaction channel going, still continue to pump out content, making no money for it, and literally costing me like $150 for each video that I put up. I would still do that because of the reasons what I said, where I just enjoy it. I mainly I enjoy it, and I just wanted to leave this video collection of movies for my kids to watch in the future. So that is another option. That's how the channel will return, is I need to get one of these other businesses, side businesses, to take off enough that I can afford to pay for video editing, and then I'll be back to the movie reactions. Now, what about the music reactions, you say? Well, don't worry, they're going to continue to go because they are quick and easy to make. They're fun as well, but they're quick and easy to make, and I have some Patreon support, to be able to justify enough money to take enough time out of my work week to be creating that kind of content and putting it up. So shout out to my patrons over there who are keeping that music channel alive, and I'm glad because I love checking out music as well. So if you're wondering about the music channel, it's not going anywhere. All right, so in conclusion, I've rambled enough. At the end of the day, I just can't keep putting 40 hours a week or 20 to 40 hours a week into creating movie reactions just to get $100 or $200 at the end of the month, right? That's not feasible. It's just not what my family needs. I got expenses and stuff with the kids. Kids want to do things. They want to be signed up in all kinds of gymnastics and wrestling, and they have been several years since we went on vacation anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just quality of life I need to be able to provide and bring to the family. Can't keep doing it, even though as much as I want to. So, movie channel, hiatus, music channel, still going. Check out my RPG content if you're into that. Check out the cat videos if you love cute little ragdoll kittens, or if you're interested in buying one, there will be a link to the webpage when you go on that channel, blah, blah, blah. But otherwise, that's it. And as always, everybody, keep being awesome, and peace and love, and hopefully I'll see you in the future with some paid video editor type videos so we can keep this channel going. All right, you guys are awesome. Peace and love, everybody. See you later. Take care. Bye.